I found out something the other day that got me thinking. I've always been a pretty good shot with a rifle. I've only missed one deer in my life, and that was probably because he ran out at about 40 yards with antlers everywhere, and I got caught looking through the scope at his antlers, and I made a bad shot. I've always shot right-handed, using my right eye, and I never once thought to check which eye was dominant. Well, it turns out I'm left eye dominant. All these years, I've been looking through the scope with my wrong eye, and I never once knew it. I was self-taught, figured out things on my own, and I just basically just went with it. I went with what felt right. But when I found out, it hit me. How many times in life do we do the same thing? We go through life doing what feels comfortable, what we have always done, never realizing that maybe, just maybe, our focus is just off. We think we're aiming straight, but really we're not seeing through the right eye. And that got me thinking about how easy it is to live life out of focus. We try to line up things our way. We depend on our own understanding. We trust that we can see rather than trusting the one who sees it all. But God has a way of showing us when our focus isn't lining up with Him. Sometimes it's through a mistake, a missed shot, a disappointment, or, like always, usually a hard season. And when we finally slow down and look closer, we realize we've been aiming through the wrong eye this whole entire time. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight." That's what happens when we finally start seeing life through the lens of faith instead of fear, through His vision instead of our own. When we start trusting God's aim, you'll start hitting what really matters. You'll finally find peace instead of pressure, purpose instead of confusion. You'll stop chasing what looks good and start pursuing what is good. So maybe today's the day you check your focus. Ask yourself, am I looking through my side or God's? Because when your focus lines up with His, you'll always hit the mark. Keep your eyes on Him. Trust His aim and not your aim, and not your focus. Trust God's focus. You know, I didn't really plan to talk about all of that when I found out I was left eye dominant. But it sure made me stop and think, how many times do we just go through life without checking our focus? Maybe that's you right now. Maybe you're trying to line up things your way and it just ain't hitting the target. Take a second today and ask God to help you see through His eyes and not your own eyes. Because once our focus lines up with His, everything starts to make sense. Listen, if this message spoke to you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment about what God has been showing you lately. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video I put out. Until next time, keep your aim true, keep your faith steady, and as always, keep cruising at God's speed. God bless y'all.